Look at him, proud, wearing a tuxedo, standing in the middle of a snowstorm like he owns this frozen world. But don't let that beauty fool you. This is not a king. This is a loser who gave up on the sky. The emperor penguin. A bird that traded flight for eternal suffering in Antarctica. It has wings, but it uses them like paddles. It could have soared through the sky like an eagle, but instead it chose to swim in freezing water and suffer in the cold. Today, we're going to break down 5 facts about emperor penguins that will make you realize this animal is either a survival genius or a masochist that truly hates itself. Spoiler, they cheat on each other and live in the coldest place on Earth. And yet, they are among the toughest creatures on the planet. How is that possible? Let's find out. Fact number 1. The wings. Evolution looked at the emperor penguin and said, "You're going to be a bird. You're going to have wings. You're going to fly." And the penguin looked back at evolution and said, "How about I just suffer in the cold and swim instead?" So it changed its wings. They became stiff, flat, and shaped like flippers. It can't fly. It can only glide underwater. Underwater, it can reach speeds of up to 35 kilometers per hour. That's like trying to swim after an Olympic champion, while he just disappears and doesn't even notice you. But you know what the saddest part is? Emperor penguins have a keel, the bone where wing muscles attach. In flying birds, it's big and powerful. Penguins have one too, but it's useless for flying. It's like buying a sports car and never taking it out of the garage. Emperor penguins are birds that gave up on the sky. They looked up, saw eagles, and said, "Nah, that's too easy. We'll swim in freezing water and suffer instead. That sounds more fun." Nature, you're an idiot. Penguin, at least I'm stylish.
Fact number 2. Where do they live? In Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. Temperatures can drop to minus 60 degrees Celsius. Winds can reach up to 200 kilometers per hour. And you know what they do? They stand in that storm for about 2 months with no food. They just stand there. Emperor penguins incubate their eggs during winter. The male takes the egg onto his feet and covers it with a special fold of skin and fat. And he stands like that for 60 to 67 days in minus 60 degrees Celsius, without moving, without eating. He just stands there and waits. Meanwhile, the female goes looking for food, sometimes almost 100 kilometers away. She returns about 2 months later, and if she doesn't come back in time, the male may abandon the egg and go eat. That's not love. That's math. Survival or death. And they choose survival. Fact number 3. They are not just animals. They are us, in suits. Emperor penguins live in huge colonies. Thousands of birds stand next to each other, screaming, pushing, searching for their partners, and trying not to lose their baby in this frozen chaos. It looks like a train station during rush hour, except everyone is wearing a tuxedo, and everyone is freezing. In some penguin species, stones are almost like currency. Males collect them for nests, and females judge who worked harder, almost like in the human world: apartment, car, bank account. But with emperor penguins, life is even harsher. They don't have a beautiful nest, they don't have a warm home, they don't have room for mistakes, and they don't stay loyal for years. They are serial monogamists. A pair stays together for one breeding season, and the next year, a new partner. Studies show that only a portion of pairs reunite again. Why? Because in Antarctica, there is no time to wait. If your partner is late, you find a new one. That's not betrayal, that's adaptation. And the most amazing part is that they recognize each other by voice. Just imagine a massive colony, wind, snow, thousands of identical black and white birds, all screaming at the same time. And somewhere in that chaos, one penguin hears the voice of its partner. Among thousands. That's like finding a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is screaming, freezing, and smells like fish. Emperor penguins are us, except they don't pay a mortgage. They just freeze instead.
Fact number 4. This is unexpected. Emperor penguins are some of the most romantic animals on the planet. When a male finds a female, they dance and sing for each other. They synchronize their movements. They remember each other. It's like a date, only at -50. If they accept each other, they become a pair for this season. They don't build a nest. Instead, they take care of their future chick together. They share the cold, the hunger, and the wind. They survive together. And here's what touches the soul. Emperor penguins dance. Yes, they make sounds that almost feel like music, and they move in rhythm. This is not just a mating ritual. This is communication. They are saying to each other, "I'm here. I'm with you." But the sad truth is this. Many chicks die from the cold. Many pairs lose their babies. But they try again, year after year, at -60 degrees Celsius, in the wind, with no food. This is the coldest place on Earth. But this is where the warmest hearts live. Ironic, isn't it?
So, let's sum it up. Emperor penguins are birds that gave up on the sky. They traded flying for swimming, warmth for cold, loneliness for 100,000 neighbors. They can't fly, they freeze, they steal stones, they betray each other, but they survive. And do you know what's the most surprising part? They chose this path. Evolution didn't force them to live in Antarctica. They could have flown away, but they stayed. They adapted. They became thicker, tougher, and stranger. Emperor penguins are a metaphor for life. Sometimes, to survive, you have to give up something great. Sometimes, to be happy, you have to suffer. And when you look at an emperor penguin standing in a snowstorm, you are looking at a creature that knows life is not always about flying. Sometimes it's just standing still and waiting. And that's okay. So, here's a question for you. If you were an emperor penguin, would you stay in Antarctica or would you fly away to find warmer lands? Write in the comments, "I suffer" or "I fly away." Now, seriously, emperor penguins are animals that remind us sometimes it's better to be strained and survive than to be beautiful and unable to adapt. Subscribe if you want to know the truth about animals, because in the next video, I'll tell you why octopuses are aliens. And this is not a joke. They have 3 hearts, blue blood, and they can change shape. See ya!